Hey there, welcome to Jackie Talks Horror. I'm Jackie, and if you've seen Cory Barker's short film Milk and Cereal on YouTube, you might be very interested in his upcoming feature film Obsession that has been quietly making waves on the festival circuit. So today, I'm looking into that. Obsession is currently set for release on the 15th of May 2026, and based on the early festival response, this is one that's already high on my watch list. Just a quick heads up, I'll be using images and the teaser trailer from Obsession, as well as clips and images from Milk and Cereal, and I'll put links to the trailer and articles I use in the description below. So let's jump in with the premise and what we know so far about the film. In an attempt to win his crush's heart, Bear, played by Michael Johnston, makes a wish on a mysterious novelty object, but, in classic horror fashion, learns far too late to be careful what you wish for, as he discovers his desire comes at a price. This feels like a modern monkey's paw story, psychological, unsettling and personal. But what's most frightening is how close it hits to real human obsession and stalkers. So next, let's take a look at the director, his previous film, and what they imply that we can expect with Obsession. So the first time I heard the name Cory Barker was when I saw a recommendation for his film Milk and Cereal. Every review I read or saw said it was absolutely brilliant, and when I found I could watch it on YouTube, you can bet I hunted it down and watched it as soon as I could. And it more than lived up to the hype. So let's have a very brief look at why Milk and Cereal worked. It was written and directed by Cory Barker, who also stars in it, and was made on a shoestring estimated budget of just $800. It's centred on a group of friends that ran a prankster YouTube channel, but things took a darker turn when one prank goes way too far. The low budget actually works in the film's favour, combined with the found footage style, the fact that the actors were already friends, and that we're watching it on YouTube, the very channel the characters used to upload the pranks on. And that's why it stuck with so many viewers. It feels real and familiar before slowly becoming something far darker. And while it is undeniably dark, Milk and Cereal is also surprisingly funny at times. The script is sharp and unpredictable, constantly keeping you guessing about where the story is heading, and it genuinely keeps you glued to the screen, and that's why it's racked up at the time of recording over 2.1 million views. Have you seen Milk and Cereal? Did you think it was good? So now let's have a quick look at what the previous film and the trailer tells us about Obsession. The teaser trailer we have for Obsession is very short, and really doesn't give much away. What it does show is Bear alone in his car on the phone, asking about how the wish works and appears to be regretting making it. There's no spectacle here, no horror moments, just a quiet, uneasy conversation that immediately raises questions about control, knowledge and consequences. The emphasis seems to be on intimacy rather than scale, suggesting a film that's less interested in explaining its mythology and more interested in putting us inside the character's head as things begin to unravel. What Milk and Cereal made very clear is that Cory Barker is far more interested in character-driven discomfort than spectacle. The horror of the film doesn't come from big set pieces or elaborate effects, but from watching ordinary behaviour slowly turn unsettling, and that same instinct seems to carry over into Obsession. So we've already spoken about the critics' reception at the festivals, so let's have a quick look at what the festival buzz and early hype was about. Obsession made its world premiere on the Toronto International Film Festival, and critics were noticing it. Critics responding to the film highlighted its unsettling tone, its sharp take on obsession, and the confidence of Cory Barker's direction, especially impressive given that this is his first feature film. Writing for Bloodydisgusting, Megan Navarro notes, sketch comedian turned horror filmmaker Cory Barker brings blood-curdling terror from a classic monkey's paw wish fulfillment scenario in Obsession. A simple, well-trodden concept transforms into a shocking and unsettling descent into abject horror in Barker's capable hands, ensuring that his latest is destined to become horror's latest, obsession. A lot of praise focuses on how the film balances discomfort with dark humour and how it leans into character psychology, rather than relying purely on shock value. Over at Geeks of Colour, Timothy Lee said, Obsession is creepy, violent and hilarious in all the right ways. And Alex Papino from In Session Film summed it up simply as, Obsession is deviously darkly funny. What's especially encouraging is that the response hasn't just come from genre outlets, but from broader film critics as well, suggesting Obsession is connecting beyond just hardcore horror fans. The Guardian's Benjamin Lee gave the film 4 out of 5 stars, describing it as a nasty horror that sees a wish for true love go horribly wrong. That confidence extended beyond critics as well. Obsession was reportedly shot for under $1 million and attracted significant distributor interest following its festival debut, eventually being picked up by Focus Features after a competitive bidding situation. I've put links to all the articles I've referenced in the description below, but just be aware that while there aren't any major spoilers, a couple of them go into more plot detail than you might want before seeing the film. Okay, so here are just some final thoughts. I'm really excited to see what Barker can do with a much bigger budget, but I do have some reservations. A big part of why Milk and Cereal worked so well was because it felt real. You believe the characters were friends because they actually were. Scaling things up, while also dealing with the expectations that come from following up something that went viral, isn't easy, especially when a larger production company is involved. That said, what really gives me confidence is the reaction to Obsession at the Toronto International Film Festival. The reviews have been incredibly positive, and it's worth noting that Barker reportedly came up with this film before the viral success of Milk and Cereal. That tells me it's going to stand on its own. What's also interesting is that even ahead of Obsession's release, industry reports suggest Barker has already got another project lined up, which speaks to the level of confidence being placed in him as a filmmaker. If you're drawn to character-driven horror that builds discomfort rather than relying on jump scares, this feels like one to watch, and one I'll absolutely be keeping an eye on. And I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being one of the standout horror releases of 2026. Okay, so that's it for this video. With everything we've seen so far, I'll definitely be checking Obsession out when it releases on the 15th of May next year. Are you looking forward to it too? Do leave your comments down below, but remember, this is only my opinion of the film, and it would be a boring old world if we all like the same things. Thanks so much for watching, and if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss what's coming next on this channel. This is Jackie signing off, take care, and see you next time.